Hello and welcome to episode 2 of our Timberborn Update 6 Folktales playthrough here. Cycle 2, Day 1. Last episode we talked about everything new in this update and it got off to a little bit of a start here. Went through one complete cycle and now we are ready to keep on marching toward all the fun new stuff we've got in Update 6. Like our sluice gates, impermeable floors, all the new platforms and all sorts of good stuff. There's so much stuff to do in this and it is super exciting. So we'll go ahead and just keep on doing what we've been doing this whole time. We've got a lot of expansion of farming and wood production to do. Part of the reason why we came up here to get these birch trees was just so we could have those out of here and have some more space should we choose to use it. And right now we have extra housing that we haven't filled yet. And we have all this space up here we haven't done anything with. A couple people said, hey, you should have the industrial area up here. But where we are now, we haven't unlocked windmills. We can, at some point soon, maybe get the regular size windmills. But if we were to move everything up here, we'd have to use the power wheels, which I wasn't trying to use. I built this because I had to try and get literally anything in place. But we no longer need to have this here, so we can actually get rid of this. And we can either move closer to the river here, and we can actually have a couple of these chained together, or we can decide that what we're going to be doing is just relying solely on the power wheels and then windmills later. We also have a couple other things to consider, like this bad water infection of our tree farm area, which we can kind of solve by taking advice of one of you guys in the comments who said, hey, why don't you just put some stairs here, and then you'll be able to plant some trees. Which is a very good idea, except this is all, still polluted, and we want to be able to put in the contamination barriers, but those require metal, which we do not currently have, and which is all the way up here. Well, there's other spots too, but that is the closest, easiest one to get to at this exact moment in time. So that will be one of the goals we'll be working toward. Probably won't be for another couple of episodes, but we do still have plenty to get to. We got a nice amount of food stored up right now, and water, well, for the 12 beavers we currently have. It's looking pretty good. We will turbo speed through the night here, and then think about adding some more stuff later on. Remember, we do still have just 12 beavers, so we can't add too much. But we do have our grill ready to go. We've made some grilled potatoes off of the ones we harvested. We can keep planting additional potatoes, of course. Just fill up as much of this space as we can. This farmhouse should have no problem handling the space that we've already allocated. And we just need to make sure we are continuing to store additional water, additional food whenever possible. It's normal difficulty. It's not really ever going to be a huge problem, but it's one of those things you just kind of have to keep doing. Because if you don't, you're going to get caught by surprise in a way you really don't want to be. So this forester is going to get built as soon as we have enough planks. I don't have enough beavers to manually run this right now, which is why we haven't done that. And then when I was thinking about how I wanted to use these water wheels, I didn't really like the idea that the only places I could put one of these that wasn't going to be in a corner was basically right here. Which, it's not the worst thing ever, but definitely not super ideal. But we should take advantage of this if we can at all do so. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these, both of those, and we can go ahead and have them build this water wheel. We do have log storage, so that shouldn't be a problem picking it up off of the ground. We do need more of our water storage, but again, 12 beavers, 24 water a day. We have 160-ish. We're going to be fine, early game at least. Just need to keep steadily improving things. Get these potatoes going, grill those. We do have space for 120 of those in the grill, so we don't have to have a place for them to go, ideally, this early on, because we just simply do not have enough beavers to even worry about it. So that's fine. We'll just wait for them to make some more beavers and then slowly expand as we can and take care of everything else. I am going to, before I forget, I'm going to deprioritize these inventors. Because we don't need these to be running all the time, but we do want them to still be used while the beavers are hopping around between other things. So hopefully Let's see, I have two vacant jobs. Probably, yeah, those are just these two things. So everyone is going where they're supposed to be. We just have this one operating for right now. We're not really in huge need of a bunch of science at this exact moment in time. So I'm not gonna worry about it. We have so much space though that these farms can be working on. So we don't need to have a ton of food right now, but we're really gonna want it later. So we'll just try to keep this kind of open as a nice overlap space to plant a bunch of crops. Go ahead and have this come all the way through here. That'll be just fine. So we can utilize this. We'll put another farmhouse here, and that should work out quite well for us. Yeah, see, now they're doing the water wheel here. We should be able to pick up these pieces and make all that work. So they've got space here. We don't have any haulers yet because, well, we can't really do anything with them. We don't have enough beavers. But now we're slowly starting to make some more. We've got 3 beaver children now. I think the technical term is kits, but nobody ever calls them that in this game. So we'll just leave that be. This lumberjack flag right here is just about finished. They got maybe a half dozen-ish trees here to cut down. And then that can be removed. Just keep an eye on how the rest of this is looking. Looks like we've got... yeah, they're going to take it all the way up here, put it down, and then grab it immediately. I love that that's still how this game works. It's super ratchet, but it's fun. It's fine. We're going to leave these pines alone now because we do have these oaks right here. For the time being, everything's looking pretty good, but I will go ahead and unpause this guy, and we'll take a look at which trees are marked for cutting. And yeah, we do still have a couple for them to take care of, so that's good. Just got a little bit more in the way of logs to pop in here, and this will generate a pretty decent amount of power for us. And then we can put another one right here to kind of close this off. They did change the water physics, like I said last time, to where the water wheels do not back up the water anymore, so we don't have to worry about flooding anything by putting a bunch of these in. I just don't have anywhere for them to go down to get into the water, nor do we really have a reason for them to. We're not going to need more power than we're going to be able to make with this for quite some time. Yeah, see, look at that. Wow, 240. Yeah, that's pretty steady. 230, 240. I'll take that all day long. So we'll do a lumber mill right here. And then right across from it, I don't have room for this, but I will put a couple of these smaller things. We'll do one of these for planks and one of these for just the regular logs. Yeah, see, this is just about done. And now we can have somebody working in here. We do need to keep making the planks so we can, you know, continue building other things. Get this forester done, because these trees take a long time to grow. These oaks, 30 days-ish. I think that's what it is. Yep, it's exactly 30 days. And we want to plant as many of them as we can. Obviously, this space right here is going to be contaminated for a while, so we can't really get into that too much at this exact moment in time. But eventually, we'll take care of it. The biggest obstacle getting up here is going to be the verticality, which is also one of the main appealing things about this map. So it's kind of hard to be, you know, mad about it, but it's going to take a long time. Like, you see all this, each one of these is going to have to be a staircase, and the way that this is built, the way this is set up, is not really going to be that easy of a thing for us to do. And look, of course I could do this and just not have access to every single thing in the middle, but I'm not inclined to really worry about it that much. I think we'll be okay. We'll just have this go straight like so. I'm not going to connect these with paths. I'm just going to put them here so that whenever... Well, I'm not going to connect the bottom up here, but I will connect all of these guys just so that's taken care of. I don't have to worry about it later. Yeah, but this right here, I'm definitely not going to connect until we need it, because that's going to be a whole thing. Yep, there we go. That's working nice. The food supply is rock solid, looking really good. Potato numbers, I think we can pretty safely continue planting those. I'm not going to worry about wheat, because that's a huge pain to get that adequately set up. We just have to continue responsibly growing our population and make sure everything is up to par. These houses are super ugly, and they are going to get removed and replaced with something else just as soon as we figure out exactly what we're going to be doing. But for the time being, I think everything is fine. I want to always, this early on when we have this stable of a food and a water supply, I want to always be growing the amount of beavers we've got. So this is all taken care of. We can ignore this for probably quite some time. Just let these guys do something. And we have all this extra space, so why don't we go ahead and build a campfire? I guess we could just do that up here. Give them something to do. Age the children a little bit faster. And then we have this space here that we can build a rooftop terrace on if we, actually have stuff set up correctly, which I guess I didn't. We want to be working our way toward getting a bunch of this stuff taken care of. Unlike the water beaver mod, the wet fur need is not a need. It's just a nice bonus enhancement. The beavers don't have to get wet to be happy. The water beaver ones, they just won't work. So that's the frame of mind I'm coming from, over the past, 2 months playing that mod. I'm just predisposed to assume I have to do absolutely everything in the most asinine way possible, because that's like nightmare mode Timberborn. It's fun, though. Highly, highly recommend if you want a challenge. Medical bed we don't really need yet because we don't have that much going on in the way of industrial processes. Contemplation spots are always nice to have, but that's science we shouldn't really spend at this exact moment. The Lido would probably be a good choice for us to make, because that's recreation and basic needs taken care of all at once. Herbalist, now remember this was a change made in update 5. Medicine is not really a thing anymore. In fact, it's not even a thing at all. It just makes antidote that cures contaminated beavers. But the things we probably want to focus more on are doing advancements in the industry right now. In science as well, the observatory is a very good thing for us to unlock. I'm pretty sure someone left a comment about that. If you can power it, it's a much more efficient way of getting science. Because every 3/4 of an hour you get 10 science with 4 beavers, or if you have an inventor, it's 1 beaver, 1 hour, 1 science. So if you have the ability to power this, it's obviously a much, much better way to go. But we're not really there yet. We've got plenty of other stuff to take care of. Plenty of stuff to focus on that is not that. But we did start planting additional trees here, which is always good. This staircase is in here. These have not had stuff added to them, which is fine. It's just one of those things. Looks like we got another drought coming. We already have our dam here, so that's good. We'll be able to retain a little bit of water. Cycle 2, it's very likely that the drought's going to be very short, so we're not going to have to worry about that. What we probably want to do is reposition this gatherer's flag so that it can get these berries and then also the pine resin over here. Actually, no. I'm stupid. I'm thinking of the water beaver mod. Never mind. It doesn't work that way in the water beaver mod either, but I don't know. The gatherer's flag and the tapper shack are 2 separate buildings. In fact, the tapper shack isn't even in this. It's in this one. What in the world was I thinking? Oh well. I just deleted that for no reason, which is objectively pretty stupid. But I also don't have anywhere to put the berries, so I guess I can't be too mad about that. Yeah, I will make a place for the berries to go, because we should have a nice stockpile of those, just in case. We're already growing them. There's no reason not to use them. So that is going to be a nice thing for us to put here. I will get storage for the grilled potatoes, now that this is getting pretty full. Give them a nice something to do here. And then eventually we're going to want to have another grill. I'm not going to build one right now because we just don't have enough beavers to really do any of that. Oh, they didn't finish this. I thought they would have done that already. Who else can I... Oh, no, I can't cut any of these. Okay, that's 8%. I'll just, You know what? No, we have this thing here. I can just clear cut all of this. It doesn't matter. Yeah, that's fine. Because they'll grow back and get replanted immediately. That'll work out quite nicely. We're already full up on carrots. We you can't use them. They don't have anything else to do with them except just eat them. Whereas the potatoes get turned into even more potatoes. And then there isn't any secondary recipe for those, really much of anything in vanilla Timberborn. So I might be slightly overcompensating based on the trials and tribulations of the previous stuff we've been doing. But again, we want to make sure that we are steadily growing our population. Not all at once, because then you have birth waves and death waves, and that's just not fun to deal with. So we will just keep on adding as time goes by. These warehouses should come first, and they will, and then we'll just keep adding more and more beavers. And by the time we have a sufficient number of beavers, we're probably going to also have enough stuff to do even more fun with. So this campfire there is fine. I guess I probably should have put one here too, but it's not really that big of a deal. Drought's about to be here. We have more or less full water storage. I'm not really worried about it. We got 16, well now 17 beavers. And it's not going to be a long drought. But it's always good to be mindful of what's going on. 3 days. And then of course this is going to stop turning. We're going to stop making planks. Okay, so that's done, which means we can pause the lumber mill because it's not going to be usable. And now all of our jobs that are unpaused are currently working, which is good. One more log here is going to get our campfire taken care of. And there we go. Now they can just sit here all day and chat around an unlit campfire because they're little baby beavers who don't know any better, or they're not allowed to play with matches. I agree. So that's fine. We'll just leave that alone for the time being. And I think probably what would be wise, since we have so much water, I'm going to pause the water pumps. I'm going to unpause this lumberjack flag. Get them going in there, and then I will hire another beaver here in the district center. You know what we didn't do? We didn't name this properly. It's supposed to be, I don't know why it didn't name it right, Beaverburg 17. Because this is the 17th series. That's always what that's supposed to be named. Alright. And we also have our extra beavers working in the inventors, getting us some science points that we don't really need right now, but we're going to be glad we have when we need them. Probably about time to think about getting the platforms as well. And then take a look at the rest of these things we might want to start using. Obviously, the contamination barrier is pretty high on my list, but the metal's a problem. That's one of those things that we just have to come up here, and it's going to be a really, really long, drawn-out thing. If we had planks, if we had an excess of planks, I would say, I don't know, like 30, 40 of them, I'd just build all this all at once and just be done with it. But it's not going to be that fast of a process. Whole lot of waiting on early Timberborn if you know what you're supposed to be doing and you don't really have anything else to be doing. So the gatherer flag that I foolishly removed is going to once again go back in this exact location. That should be a-okay. Drinking water is good. Yeah, because we can pick these berries and we can actually store them. We have the capacity, we might as well use it. And then once we can actually make planks again, it's a little early to think about building a hauling post, but we're going to want to get that done at some point. Maybe not in the immediate future, but within the next couple of episodes, we really want to make sure we're optimizing hauling and continuing to take care of everything else. The Folktales lodges, of course, are built a little differently from how we remember the Iron Teeth. This has the entrance on the second floor, as does this one, whereas the regular lodge and the mini lodge are both single level. So when we build those, we want to work with the landscape or find places that we can take advantage of that. So, I mean, we have enough science. I could just go ahead and do it now, but as long as these buildings work and we're not worried about density or proximity or anything, we can just keep building these. We can get rid of them, get most of the materials back, and just build something else. Yeah, so we're in excellent shape, because we only used, what, 70 water during that whole drought? Whole drought being 3 days or whatever it was. So we don't really need to be worried about that. Just make sure everything that we can do is done. Yep, and here comes that poison again. You're going to kill these trees. expeditiously. I love that word, in case you couldn't tell. Yeah, we really want to take care of this sooner rather than later. Got our power turning again. I would say we could build another one of these lumber mills, but we don't really need to. And we don't have the beavers to run it, so that's a little bit more of an important thing. Food-wise, again, everything's fine. We could build an aquatic farmhouse, and somebody did make a suggestion about that. But the way that this is set up, and the fact that this is going to be droughts and bad tides, I don't want to put an aquatic farmhouse in the river if there's a possibility it can turn into a bad tide at some point. Because the crops we grow as folktails, the cattails, and the spatterdock take a long time. Spatterdock is 12 days. That's a long time to wait. If you watch the Water Beaver series, you know what I'm talking about with the rice and the lotuses, which I'm pretty sure are just direct replacements for these two crops anyway, based on the growth rate. But it's so annoying when you have to completely reset all at once. So for us to actually use the aquatic farmhouse and to really make use of the stuff that you make with these, we don't need to do it right now. We don't need to do it next episode. We don't need to do it in 3 episodes. It's like mid-game stuff. And I think we would want to make an actual artificial pond for that. Or we have this little area right here we could very easily fill up with a fluid dump. It would be small, but it would work. That'd be fine. Yeah, so we'll just watch our numbers on the occupied beds go down. I will start the process of putting in another one of these. I'm going to build it all the way out here so we can have this come out and then go through this backside in case we want to build anything else back there. But ideally, this gets finished, this lodge, right around the time that we have no more occupied or no more unoccupied beds. Which this one's going to be done a little early unless I pause it, but there's not really any reason to. We just want to make sure that the initial growth is not all at once, because then they're all going to die at once, then you have a lot of child beavers, and that's not really ideal. Not very ideal. Now, we have enough logs that I think we're going to be okay if I unpause this and have somebody come in here and start making some planks. We do want to be working our way up here, but it is going to take a very, very long time. This might have taken less stairs in the long run, but actually, you know what? We don't need this staircase here. We can just have this go all the way around the outside over here. Except for the part right here where we can't do that, but I guess I can just go ahead and pop these in here while I'm already over here. Just so we're prepared. And then that can just go right there. I'm going to go ahead and unlock the platforms because those are going to be very useful for us. Just build those two there. Just get it out of the way and give them an extended construction project so they stop bothering us about not having anything to do. The scavenger flag, it's probably a little early to be researching this, so I won't mess with that until we have all these stairs in place. But we will want to do this sooner-ish rather than later. Growth is looking good. My stupid self forgot to unpause the water pumps, and it's day 4, so that was certainly a choice that was made. But food is looking fantastic. We've got lots of stock. I could build a couple more of these, but we don't have enough beavers to really justify having that much overflow. We'll just keep that growing organically. We want these to be pumping out as much as they can, and we're going to be fine. No real reason to worry there. We've got logs, we've got some planks. These trees are still going to take quite a while to grow back, but they're 8 a piece. So I don't think we have anything that's over 50% grown here. So while we do have 120-ish logs, we are going to use some of that for fuel to grow potatoes. We are going to use some of that to make planks. So if we take a look at how many of these stairs we need to make, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 stairs. Well, 10. That makes it easier. That's 40 planks. I got 23. So we know we have to keep going for that. The platforms take 4 planks as well. So we really need 48. Unless my math is horribly wrong. We need 48 planks, and we need about that half that number of logs probably. So we definitely got some more stuff to take care of. That's probably fine. I will probably need to keep getting rid of these trees. I guess that's fine. I'll unpause this. We'll have somebody come over here and start cutting these pines down because we do need the wood. Want to make sure we're all good for that. Everything else is looking good. There's not that much to do this early on in the game. We just want to make sure that everything's going to end up being fine. We have the science, which is great, but right now we can't really do that much with it. I guess we could look into maybe... I should unlock regular levies. That would be a smart thing to have in case we need it. This, of course, the regular levies, useful for creating fake areas for lakes, fake lake areas. And then diverting stuff, but we don't really need it right now, but we're going to want it when we do need it. And we don't want to make sure that we're not going to be able to do that. So, I think it's probably about time to start building the rest of these stairs. Metal, probably not happening this episode, but the sooner we get to it, even if it's just to harvest the scrap and not process it yet, and then have it on hand for when we do have the ability to take care of it, that's going to be good. Also, birch trees. We just cut these down. Easy, easy, easy. Actually, that's going to go here. So I can retell that. That's good. That will work out splendiferously here. Because I don't want to cut down all of these trees, but I do want to cut down enough where I don't have to worry about it. Alright, so we'll bring this other lodge up in here soon. I think in theory they'll just keep... wow, they built those quick. That was... how did they... oh, okay, because this isn't actually connected to anything. That was way faster than I thought they would. So we might actually be able to take these birch trees out just a couple minutes here. Mark this as cuttable. Of course, there is a lower area down here where the water sources are. This would be a good place, actually. You know, if it's not a bad tide, this would be a good place to store up some water and pump out of. So maybe that's something we could start looking into. Although, we're not going through enough water right now to really need to worry about anything. It is nice to think ahead, though. Especially when you're this early in a playthrough and there's realistically no actual danger of failing. Unless you make a really big mistake. Like, you know, not turning the pumps back on after the drought's over. Pretty hard to mess up. Continuing to put these houses in here. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to build 2 right here, but we're not going to hook them up yet. We'll do 1 at a time. Because now I just have this 1 extra space. Remember, I want this to be a constant, until we get to a certain point, a constant rate of growth. So we can keep filling up all of our jobs here. Look how quickly they built this, man. Look at them go. This just has to get completed, and then that has to be put up. But look at these birch trees cut down in pretty much no time at all. You know what? We might actually be able to start harvesting the metal in episode 2. That's pretty unheard of. My earlier playthroughs, at least. Yep, just not a whole lot to do early on. If we take a look at the rest of these things, obviously the decorations are nice things to have. They're not required, but they do give those benefits to well-being that can get a beaver over the hump of the next tier of lifespan enhancement. I don't remember exactly what it is. I think it's like 17 or 27. I just click on a beaver. Of course, now they're all in bed and I can't click on them, or I could just do this. So right now there's a plus 20% life expectancy from the well-being of 7. If this would... there we go. 17 is plus 40. I think 27 is plus 60. So we're incentivized to keep these guys at plus 7. 17 is a long way early game. You're not going to get to 17. Well, not that quickly. So I don't think we need to be that worried about that. Cutting down trees, looking good. Yeah, they're done with this. They're done with it. All right. We'll do scavenging. That's fine. Got no problem doing that. We'll just get this locked and loaded here. Do I have somewhere to put this large one? I guess I can just do one of these. That'll work out just fine. They'll put everything here, and we don't have anywhere else for it to go, so there it'll stay. But see, this is what's good about constantly growing your populations. You can take advantage of the early game. I guess you could call it a sprint. Do as much as you can, as quick as you can, until you can't. So it's nice to be able to get into metal this quick. Okay, see, now we're continuing to fill the bedrooms here. So that's going to go there. And now all of a sudden we have another 3. We have this campfire here. Probably would not be a bad idea to put another one here. So I'll go ahead and do that. We have all the science. Again, there's not really a ton of science in vanilla to worry about until you have to start doing terraforming, building floodgates, and these overhangs and all that stuff. We can't even get half the stuff anyway, so if we think there's a reasonable chance to drastically improve our well-being, then we should take it to get them to 17 so they live longer. But honestly, where we are now, it's fine. We could start diversifying our farming a little bit more, plant some sunflower seeds, which we definitely have space for. Can actually turn, yeah, we could turn this whole area down here into sunflower seeds, except if and when we get a bad tide. Probably not going to happen this early, but it is randomized, so there's always a chance. I'm just going to go ahead and plant sunflowers up here. I think it's fine. We don't have a huge enough population to really burn through them that quickly. Wheat, we don't need to worry about yet. Of course, these are locked behind the aquatic farmhouses, so we don't need to worry about those either. Yeah, that was quick. That was quick. We'll do more sunflowers. How far away can this go? Oh, we got tons of room. Tons and tons and tons of room. So that'll go there. I think that's... okay, I got one more. One more space here. I will leave this in place for a path. That's fine. This is 86% done. So we'll be able to plant something else here. All this on one farmhouse. We really don't need that much more. And they're using all of our campfires. Rooftop terrace. I don't really have anywhere to put it right now, but... hold on, that's level. Yeah, we should have done this ages ago. Drought approaching. Very well. Yeah, we want to make sure we're giving good access to this stuff whenever we can. And I've got enough of these planks. I don't think I need to be really worried about it. We'll just load these guys up. Why not? Why not? Just to make good use of what we got. Yeah, we're gonna have some nice recreational well-being boosts. How are we looking here? Oh, I never indicated what was supposed to be stored there. And now I did. We're good. These weren't full quite yet, so that's okay. These two guys here tearing this down, they'll fill this up probably, maybe not by the end of the episode, but it's not going to be too terribly long. It only holds 180. You know what? Gears are probably not too hard for us to start making, but I don't want to go through too much wood, because these trees still have not grown yet, and they're going to be going a little while longer. All right, we got a base happiness of 8. That's looking nice. Yeah, they got access to the rooftop terrace now. This one should be built soon-ish with these things as well. I did say in the comments and replies to people last time that we're going to take a look at these animations. And we've kind of been breezing through them. This guy's not working, so he's not going to show us anything of value. But when we get our builders to come back up here and they start using their hammers, that's fun to watch. I already showed you guys last time the farmers with the hats. And then I think there's a new animation for the forester as well, but he hasn't had to do anything for quite some time. So here comes the builder. I guess we just watch them for a little bit. Admire the... oh, never mind. That was not going to do anything. He's just dropping off logs, as one does. Yeah, so we got this drought coming. It's probably still going to be 3 or 4 days. I guess this is fine. Is there anything else for this guy to cut down? Who's sitting here? I mean, I have unemployed beavers anyway, so I don't think we really need to worry about it. But let's just make sure. Yeah, he can get that guy. That'll be okay. The rest of this really don't have all that much going on. Really don't. So I guess we can just keep accruing science points. We will need them eventually. And the rest of these I don't necessarily want to unlock yet. Windmill would probably be a smart thing to go ahead and do. This large one requires paper and gears, which we absolutely do not have. But the small one, we have everything we need to make that. And I believe I can pop this right here, and we can just... I almost said wire. It's not wires, it's power shafts, but we can just have this go right into... side of this thing, and then of course if we have to actually put something here, we just get rid of these. They're very cheap, not a big deal. You get your stuff back anyway because it's 75% of 1 is going to round up to 1. So this will keep us going in a drought, which is going to be very, very useful indeed. But again, don't want to use too many more logs if we can help it before these start growing in the end game growth series area here. 72%, that should be the most advanced one in terms of growth. Yeah, like these up here at like 59, so it's still going to be, you know, honestly probably past the end of the episode, unless we do 3 full cycles in one episode, which I don't think we want to do. It doesn't have to be an hour long, just want to make sure we get some good stuff done, and today we've gotten some nice things accomplished. Still have time for a little bit more. Planks, we do still have some, which is good. And then we can keep making more planks if this is running during a drought. Obviously, the gravity battery in the vanilla game is much, much later than it would be in, say, the water beavers or the other stuff. But, oh, they're hammering, and I made them speed up. But it is cool to see all these animations. Yep. Hammering the dirt right there, and then out of it comes a shaft that's already spinning. Good stuff. Yeah, good. Good. I think now, since we're starting to kind of, you know, struggle with things to do, let's build a hauling post. Get this out ahead of everything. Where can I pop this where it's not going to be a problem? Right here is fine. And we'll start out, I think the 5 is okay, actually. We still have some empty beds that will fill up. And 5 is a nice number. We can start prioritizing all of our production buildings. Not that we need to right now, but we're going to be glad we have these guys when we actually need it. And having already thought about it and had that in place is going to make stuff easier. Still making 230 something. I guess if we really wanted to, I mean, I don't have obviously the resin to do this, and we won't for a while. I had forgotten that is not an early game thing like it is with the water beavers. Now the observatory is going to really help us out with science. Bots, obviously way far off in the future. But the decoration stuff we might be able to start experimenting with, raise our well-being. And then, of course, monuments are way far off. Honestly, though, the farmer one, not that far off. If we can make the 200 logs, then we'll be in pretty good shape. Now, there are a couple places here where we can plant some additional trees. So let's not forget about that. So I can come in these 6 spots right there. That's going to work out nice. And it's not part of the whole infected area right here. We just have some more trees we can pop in. I'm not going to even bother building anything here because that's going to die immediately. And we unfortunately do not have a metal block yet. But we have the science to unlock this. We don't have the science to unlock that and unlock the smelter. But since we have a windmill, we could absolutely build a smelter. We could absolutely do it and start smelting our scrap metal here. I'm just slightly concerned about how that's going to interface with our windmill and this running at the same time. But could you imagine actually having contamination barriers in episode 2? That would be cool. Even though, objectively, for the amount of materials this requires, is kind of a waste to just put this here, because you don't get that much out of it. But just being able to say, hey, I have contamination barriers in episode 2, that's pretty fun. I think that's worth doing. So we can go ahead and get our smelter unlocked, and then... Wait, why was this... Oh, the radius with the windmill. How did I... Wow. Good job, me. that was an all-time own goal right there. We'll just pop that right there. That's fine. Give it a little bit of a storage here. We're going to make that for the metal blocks, the finished product, because this, when it's full, can only hold, I'm pretty sure, 10. Ah, you know what I did? You know what I did? Let's not build this right now. Let's not do that. I completely forgot about gears. I don't know how. I don't know how I did it, but I did it. I forgot about gears. Thankfully, I still have the science to do that. Because that was going to be a huge problem. You know what? I made a stupid. I made a dumb. Let's connect this again immediately. I should not have disconnected this from the windmill. That's going to be the only way it can operate during this drought. That would have been a bad time. So, I mean, it's okay for right now, but we got 800 food. Seriously? Wow. Spoiled for the ease of early game Timberborn, I guess. See, we're actually, I'm going to pause this for right now because we need to actually build these power shafts so this can run. And now we can turn this back on. I need to have a lot more planks. How in the world could I forget that I have to make gears first before I can have whatever. What was I? Yes, building the gears. I need 25 planks. And I have 3. And I don't have a whole lot of wood. Because remember, I love that this is... Okay, I need to stop having this plant these. There's no tree that can grow in a drought. And still survive when this comes back. That's a colossal waste of time. But it's fine. Eventually that's what we're going to want to be doing anyway. Sunflowers here. These are not old enough to get picked, but they will be soon. So, I actually don't have enough logs to build another one of these mediums right now. But we will soon, early on in the next cycle. Ish. Hopefully. Oh, I guess they already cut down a couple of these. Oh no, these are the new ones we just planted. Yeah, 79%, 30 days. It'll be next episode, we'll get into those. But I'm glad we came over here and started actually getting the scrap metal out. Prioritize that by haulers. And then that can just go wherever. These should be prioritized, as should the farmhouse. Not that the farmhouse is really struggling for anything right now. But basically any production building, since we have so few of them, should be fine. Yeah, that's going to work out. Because we want these berries to go into berry storage, but we're full up on berry storage. We're not really using them in the folktales, are we? There isn't even a recipe for those. They're just early game food. Alright, well then the gloves are off. I'm gonna I'm gonna just get rid of these. A whole bunch of these at least. So we'll keep the little tip here, but the rest of these can go away. And you know what? I don't even want to plant any more carrots. But what else are we gonna do with those? Let's unplant all these carrots since we have so many ready to go. I don't want to plant wheat. That seems kind of dumb at this point to do wheat. Sunflower seeds don't really have that much of a use. So I guess that's okay. I hope we're not going to run out of water here. No, we should be okay. Should be fine. As the beaver's population expands, we will start going through these carrots, but they're going to eat the potatoes first. So that's okay. We probably need to continue adding some more housing. And we also can't get complacent with how the food and water supply is not growing currently. So we will need to continue adding additional storage for that. The medium tank requires gears, which we can't make yet. But we do have 25, yeah, we got 25 planks. So I'm going to go ahead and unplug this. Unplug like it's an electrical socket. Even though that's absolutely not how that works. And we can start building the gear workshop. That should be looking nice. And then we'll continue building these lodges. Of course, we still need the wood for that. But now I think... hold on. Did I do another stupid... No, the farmhouse gathers the sunflower seeds. I just don't have anywhere for them to go, so I guess it doesn't want to put them anywhere. So that's fine. Maybe I shouldn't have unplanted all these carrots. But they're also, you know, not doing anything with that. So I guess I'll just put that row back in. It's fine. What else am I going to do, right? And then this can end up, I don't know, maybe it becomes wheat later, but we don't need to be taking up all of our space if we don't absolutely have to. Yeah, those planks got in there immediately. Now we just need 15 logs. We're generating power for something that can't use it, which is fine, I guess. Yeah, I think we can be pretty happy with getting the at least getting the scrap metal down here for today. That's good progress in our second episode. But we do sooner rather than later want to put in some sort of a dam structure up here so we can retain water, which of course is going to retain the bad water too, but there's nothing we can do about that. That might be a project for next time. Put in a cascading series of dams here if we really want to make sure we're retaining stuff. Because as far as I can remember, these are the only two good water sources pretty much on the map. I'm sure I'll find something in like 0.5 seconds that proves how horribly wrong I am. That does tend to happen from time to time. But we're going to want to retain as much as we can and pump as much as we can, which means we need more storage. We just can't make the medium tanks until we have gears, which might be a little while considering how long these logs are taking. But, you know, can't really be mad about it. We got plenty of food, plenty of water. I've got... this lodge has not yet been built because it needs more logs, and we don't have more logs. I could cut down some more trees, but honestly, I think it's fine. We don't really have anything to worry about. All we got to worry about right now is continuing to grow responsibly and build stuff when we can. And that is pretty much it. So yeah, coming to the end of Cycle 3, Day 19. End of our drought, we're going to start Cycle 4, and that's going to be where we end this episode. So hope you enjoyed the second edition of this playthrough. We've gotten a lot of good stuff done so far, and I'm so impatient trying to get to this new stuff. I think this is just so cool that we have the option to do this now. But that, friends, is going to be it. As always, I really appreciate you watching these videos and leaving comments, interacting, etc. Lets me know what you want to see, and it also helps the video performance for the YouTube algorithm, which is, I guess, the only way to have people still watch your stuff after a certain point. But I really enjoy this, and I hope you do too. Like I always say, it is a let's play, not a watch me play. So if you have any ideas, stuff you want to see, questions you have, drop them in the comments. I always read them. I respond when I can. And I try to make sure that we can all have a fun time enjoying playing the game together and not just watching me do stuff. Because I guess that's fun too, but I have a better time when you guys are involved. So look forward to that. We also have a live stream series in Update 6 with the other faction, the Iron Teeth, that we started last night, which was a rousing success. We had a whole lot of fun. Didn't get a whole lot of stuff done, but we had a great time. We'd love to have you join us for the rest of those. We're going to have a couple more in the coming days, and then ideally I'd like to have that at least once a week, as well as some of the other stuff we're working on. But that is going to be it for today. As always, Beard Boosters, appreciate your support in making it possible for pretty much everything, subsidizing the longer running series and making it so that I can have a little bit more stability when sometimes the videos don't get as many views and the juicy ad revenue doesn't come in quite like it does in other peak hours. But oh hey, look, all the water's gone. Hopefully it comes back. No, it's definitely coming back. So we want to avoid all of these things drying out. So I don't want to end the episode with the with the water completely empty, but it's coming right back here, so we're good. But truly, Beard Boosters make it possible to keep doing this stuff. But it's just a inexpensive, simple way if people want to contribute to the longevity and stability of the channel. They have the option to. If not, it's totally fine. Absolutely no hard feelings. I'm just glad you're here, and I hope we get to see you again for many, many more videos to come. But that's enough of my yapping. I've already done this for like, I don't know, 3 straight minutes at this point. Have a great rest of your day, and we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.